Greetings lords and ladies, and welcome to the Westeros Vibe, where Frey Pie is all the rage. This week's first news story is Game of Thrones star turns down film offers to run a theater. Jack Gleeson, who embodied the petulant persona of King Joffrey Baranister, the first of his name, has turned his kingly romp to film and decided to focus his attention on the theater following his surreal comedy Bears in Space's success at the 2014 Edinburgh Festival. A short description of the play is as follows. Bears in Space, which mixes live and puppet characters like Avenue Q, is about two bears in an intergalactic spaceship who have just thawed from cryogenic stasis. It's a journey of self-discovery for them and ultimately a story about love and friendship. I wonder if they dance with the maiden fair at the end. In other news, finally photographic evidence that Kit Harrington has joined the cast of Game of Thrones in Belfast. We have covered this type of news last week, but for those who just can't get enough confirmation that we will at least see Jon Snow's corpse next season and want to see more pictures of Kit Harrington within 100 leagues of Belfast filming location, here you go. In other Season 6 news, Yara Greyjoy returns as actress Gemma Whelan spotted in Belfast. So Asha Greyjoy, I refuse to name her Yara. The only reason they changed her name is that it resembles Asha's name too much. Is returning to the show. After a long hiatus, the Ironborn are returning, so prepare for more of Asha, Balon, hopefully a glimpse of the damp hair and Victarion, and of course the much speculated Euron Greyjoy. They will not sow next season. Kingsmoot all the way. In other news, Game of Thrones creator George R. Martin died in spectacular fashion during Sharknado 3. So he got eviscerated by a shark before being beheaded by a second one. Truly a death worthy of a Westerosi. In other news, shark deaths on the rise as angry Song of Ice and Fire readers take to the oceans in bloody vengeance spree. All sharks must die. More on Snow Watch. Game of Thrones Jon Snow has to be alive, judging by these photos. The only thing of note in this article is the photo of Kit walking around with Ben Crampton, who plays Dolores Edd Tollett on the show. More Season 6 news. Lena Headey says Cersei is in a state of pure vengeance. Anybody would be at least a little ticked off by after having to walk completely naked through a vermin-infested city with peasants throwing rotten food and other crap at you, all the while jeering and mocking your sagging tits. He also speaks about the challenges of filming that scene and teases the vengeance she wishes. All that remains is to wait and see how long before Cersei pulls a Megor and starts hunting down the religious fanatics. Next story, Game of Thrones Season 6 spoiler. Ricky Champ joins cast as new character amid Jon Snow buzz. The story states the following. The actor will play a character named Flynn, an outlaw who will abuse religion to extort money from villagers in the countryside. The character is listed to appear in at least 2 episodes of the upcoming Season 6. Judging by the description of the character, his story may tie in with a character called Septon Merrybold, who was an amiable fellow part of Brienne's storyline in the books. Hopefully they won't ruin that great character by making him the equivalent of a TV pastor who profits from people's religiosity. More Season 6 news. 3 places Sansa and Theon may go to post Season 5 finale. It is a speculation piece in which the author suggests these 3 places are the Vale of Arryn, Castle Black, and the Aran Islands. In the books, after Theon and fake Arya escape, in the show's case Sansa, they end up in Stannis' camp, which is their current book situation. Of course, that is out the window now with Stannis' demise, so let's speculate on these 3 places. In my opinion, given the distance between Winterfell and each of these, it's unlikely that they will reach them on foot in a snowstorm. I believe that soon after their escape, they will meet a certain northern house, who I have talked before in episode 1 of this series. There was a casting call for a big and strong lord who lives in the far north, which I speculated might be a number. It's highly possible that Theon and Sansa will end up his guests for a couple of episodes, but afterwards, with horses and provisions, those 3 destinations may seem reachable. In other news, Game of Thrones showrunners discourage cast from reading George R. R. Martin's books. This is a fantastically bad maneuver on their part, not only because the actors are missing out on a great read, but also because by reading the books, they could provide valuable feedback and suggestions on how they play their character. They could get a better grasp on the characters' backstories and their motivations, maybe translate some book reactions into film. All I'm saying is that the Sand Snakes would not have been such a disaster if they were at least 50% of what they were in the books. This policy may have robbed us of some great character moments and interactions during the previous seasons, and the blame lies solely at Dan and Dave's feet. On the YouTube front, Preston Jacobs has released his 4th part in his The Mind of Wolves and Robins series, where he speculates on the true nature of the others and their association with the Northern Houses. That is the news for the week ending on July 26th. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please like, share, comment and subscribe. And stay tuned. Goodbye.